What's up, everybody, and welcome to Spread Space. And I'm your host today, ClairV. Today we are doing our first ever episode of This or That. So for our first episode, I will give a little rundown of what this and that is. We will choose, it's just like a pick a card. Instead of having three things, there's only two things, this or that. I came up with this spread. I will introduce to you after we go ahead with this explanation. So for this is Robo alive, which is a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Tyrannosaurus Rex, tyranny, I should have thought, is Greek for the tyrant lizard, and Rex is Latin for king. So if we put it all together, we have king of the tyrant lizards. So that's for our this pile. Our that pile, we have Crusher from the movie Blaze. I didn't really know too much about him, but I found out that he never really won a race with no cheating at all. The only time he ever did win a race was on the first episode of Defeat the Cheat. And the only reason why he won is because he didn't cheat. It was the first race that he ever tried not to cheat. It was the first race he ever won by not cheating. So this is our pick pile, or our this or that. And it's up to you. What do you choose, this or that? Here's the spread we're using for this or that reading. Can't wait. So I picked this spread, and how I picked this spread was the tarot helped me. I said, well, what's going to be what? We have 5 spaces. Oh, this is the spread we're going to do here on Spread Space. So if you look, we have what? We'll start from right to left. We're going to go backwards. We'll start from right to left, and what makes you lose control is what I thought of when I first seen this King of Cups in reverse. He's knocked off of his throne. You see, he's in the middle of a sea of these roaring emotions. You know, water is like the natural flow of stuff. So when you see this is like ice, is like, I think of like a stone as like what makes you freeze up, or what puts you in the middle of a sea upside down off your throne. What are we missing out on? What are you missing out on? And where to get our motivation? I picked this because this is what I think of when I see this Knight of Wands. This one is going toward the future. So it's like, what's holding you back? It has this red thing, and it's like going over to the next card, which is the union card. And see these red ribbons? It's like this union has to do with what's holding you back. So what you're missing out on. So what you're missing out on is this togetherness, this stuckness, this holding hands, something to do with your hands, and maybe your hands are tied. So what's the next one? Is the King of Pentacles in reverse, and I picked this because I see he is the money is the pentacle, the major pentacle is falling out of his hands. He is also off his throne. King of Pentacles in reverse is it reminds me of like some kind of drug dealer, or like doing the wrong thing to get money, or possibly it's a loss of a large amount of money. So we have both kings in this spread, and we also have one major, which is the moon. All of the rest are court cards, except, and then we have the 2 of Wands in the middle. So this last one I picked Enlightenment because that's what I see when I think of the moon, the full moon. It like lightens everything. It puts like a light on it all. It shines the light on whatever we didn't see during the day. Well, we're going to see it during this full moon because it's bright. It's going to illuminate everything. So what's going to illuminate us? What's going to make us more intuitive? What's going to make us listen to our intuition more? You know, what's going to help us get to this completion? And life is always winning, always moving, always changing. So I figured this spread would be helpful, and thank the tarot and God for guiding me to this spread. So I figured we do a this or that with this spread, and this and that would be very great for this. So we also have the theme of this spread, which we will find out the theme of this at the end of the whole video. So after this and after that, we'll find out this secret card. This first, and then we'll do that. Timestamps are below, and if you pick that, go right to that, or if you pick this and that, you can watch them both. Thanks for coming, and I guess this message is urgent, so hurry up and go check it out. Hey everybody, welcome to those who that, and we're on to your reading. So I broke the deck into two piles, this and that. We're going to use this deck for THaT's reading, and we'll use that deck for this reading. So here we go. Alright, so we received these 5 cards, and the theme card is the mystery card. So stay tuned at the end. We'll pick the theme card, we'll leave it up top, and that will blend this all together. So we'll start from left to right. We're gonna do this backwards. We're gonna start from right to left. We're going to start with what makes you lose control. So we received the Justice card. Now, if you notice, Justice number 11 is in reverse. So there's also the wheel above her head. That's the first thing I've noticed. What's the first thing you noticed? If you want, you can write in the comments below. I love to hear what you notice first. So she also has her both hands are full. Having your hands full gets you out of control. She's also in reverse, so it could be the opposite of that extreme. Instead of your hands being extremely full, they could be extremely empty. And that might get you to lose control. So the first thing I noticed was, the wheel with the spokes underneath her head. Now there are eight pieces or 8 slices. Just think of it like a piece of a pie with 8 pieces. 3 out of the 8 pieces are covered by the clouds, which I associate clouds with confusion, whatever's hidden, or sometimes doubts and confusion or misunderstandings. So yeah, there's something that's uneven. It could evenly be split in half, 4 and 4. But there's 5 uncovered and 3 covered, which luckily for you, there's more spaces without clouds than with clouds. So that is a good sign. So think of what 5 things do you lack or do you have, and what 3 things are your doubts or like your major doubts that we can clear up. There's nothing a little truth and a little happiness can't clear up. That sun always shines through the clouds. So maybe the rest of this reading will help us figure out what is hidden or what we could do to help us gain this control back. justice is also about fairness. So possibly being unfair would make you lose control. I mean, it would make me lose control. You know, if something wasn't right and I knew it to be not right, you know, that's unfair. And that would get me to lose control sometimes. So yeah, moving on to the Ace of Cups. If we keep on moving on, we have what are you missing out on? So the Ace of Cups is the love card, sometimes the pregnancy card. And you see right here, this cup is overflowing. So you're abundantly filled with compassion and love and joy. Your cup is full. You're missing out on having a full cup. This is growth. You see what's coming out of the cup. This is cycles. So maybe you like stay in for a winter. It's like you're missing out on a cycle, or you're missing out on the complete cycle. I guess that's why only 3 of the 8 spaces are completed. Maybe we have to fill in the rest of this pie. Like, what are you missing? You have 3 main things. Like, what are the 5 main things that we're missing? Or the 5 main things that makes you lose control? Or maybe 5 things that you're missing out on. Where to get your hope and motivation. And this is where, from love, if you look and see, this cup is overflowing with love and compassion and gratitude and help. And this is all the happy emotions you can think of. This is like pure bliss, joy. This could also be like a baby or a union of love. This is like, you know, the beginning of love, like how you get them feelings of like butterflies and stuff like that. So you're missing out on that. How to get that, or how to bring it together, like the union of it, is our next card, as you see in the middle of your spread. Now this is the main card besides this hidden card. Alright everybody, I had to pause real quick. Look at this. This green drink is awesome. You take this honey stuff, you pour it in. Take this like coconut milk, pour it in. Good job. Spoon, and mix it up. If you look, it looks like green worms. It's like tapioca or something. It's so good. So good. So good I had to share it with you. The taste is even better. I wish you could taste it. So, moving along. It's so good. Alright. So, on to the middle of the card, the 7 of Wands. Now, this card, I see a lot of opportunity as well. A lot of bright ideas just going out there. Now, the wands in this deck are swords. So you think of all these like positive thoughts and emotions, and you know, that's going to bring something together. The way you think, the energy you put out. It's like you get what you give. So what you want to get, you give. And I see that there's a fire like inside of you, and it's like you're hidden. You're hidden under this cloak, but you're grounded. Or possibly if you ground yourself, you'll be able to be a better thinker. So that's how we could bring it together, or that's what kind of union it is. So maybe there's these choices you have to make, or maybe there's a lot of choices that you can make, and that's good. There's great. It's great to have a lot to choose from, but in a sense, it could get overwhelming. So maybe you can narrow the choices out, like, pick 2 out or pick 3 out and just have 2. You know what I mean? Good idea. Let's take another. So, what's got to go to reach this emotional security? Moving right along to the 4 of Wands. Now, the 4 of Wands is also in reverse. Here, like Justice, are only 2 cards in reverse. So, and Wands in this deck are Wands. So what I see in this picture is a man looking into this abyss, and he sees this woman. So this could be seeing the opposite, but it's like you have to look into the light, and what I see this light is truth. So it's like looking into the truth to see what's the opposite, and this has got to go. So it's like the opposite of, so pairing this with that, it's like, okay, the King of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands are both in reverse. So it's like this King goes to this 4 of Wands, which is an imbalance. It's like a total off balance. It's kind of like the Justice, where we have the 3 spaces filled out of 8. There's like a major imbalance there. And possibly not a major imbalance, we're just 1 off. So I mean, it's not too imbalanced, but here, what's got to go is like the total opposite. This is more than just an imbalance. And possibly being indoors, you see that there's this gate. So maybe these trapped feelings or trapped emotions about somebody of the opposite sex, or maybe it's this trapped feelings about what used to be or what was, and maybe that's gotta go. It's like maybe these negative belief systems, because when you think of Wands, you think of like I think of like values and like morals, and maybe you have these like false beliefs of like the way things should be or the way things are. Maybe things are one way and you assume or think that they're another way. So maybe them kind of feelings or thoughts have to go, and keeping yourself trapped in that. The 4 of Wands is like a going away from home too, so maybe we need to stay at home. So maybe what's gotta go is maybe you going out, maybe what you have to stay. So maybe it's you who has to stay. Instead of what's gotta go, maybe it's you have to stay. So that way, and you see when you move right on to the next card, Enlightenment, you see that this is at home, this is on a desk, and you see he's sitting here, he kind of looks bored. But you know what? Your throne is right side up. If you look at his chair, it's like, it actually looks like a throne. It's like padded, and he's sitting like a boss, right? Like enlightened. You have all these like potions, or what are they? You have all these, it looks like talents. Like which one you want to pull out? Like, well, what? Like you have a lot of options. You have a lot to offer. You have a lot of wisdom. There's these like 4 main ideas that you have that would possibly narrow down to 7. So maybe you can possibly narrow it down to 4. But here, with the Three of Wands, we also think of like a collaboration, like maybe you need to add something else to it. Maybe to help you reach this enlightenment, we have to sit and be bored. Take another shot. It's beautiful watching the sun go down here. Y'all been watching it with me. I remove the cards sometimes so that way you can see the sun go down. Alright. So, for your final card, your secret card, to bring it all together, we have the Major, number 0, the Fool in reverse. So this is telling me that you should go for it. You need to like go off that cliff, and this is like, this tells me to have courage and to face your fear right eye to eye. Look at that fear in the eye and say, you ain't gonna win today. Face your fear, because you're in control. And don't be naive. Don't fall for any stupid shit. And just go for it, because you don't know the blessing that is waiting over here for you after you take that step. And it might be something of the unknown, but once we do it, we're gonna know, and we're gonna realize that if it wasn't for you having courage and strength, you would have never reached this special reward. And that ties it all together for this. Thank you so very much. On to that. Here we go. What's up to all those who picked that? That is this Crusher from the movie Blaze. We'll go over the spread again real quick. We're going to figure out what makes us lose control, what are we missing out on, the union and how to bring it together, the coming home, what has got to go physically, materially. Here it is for our line of 5 spread. Okay, here we have it. So if you look, we have 3 out of the 5 majors. And don't forget, we have the mystery theme. If you've seen it, let me know. And then the mystery theme of the overall spread. So that is what we are waiting for. So excited to find out what it is, because it's going to tie it all together. Okay, so for what makes you lose control, we have this 2 of Cups. So when I see this, I see like an emotional imbalancement, anything of a separation. It's like a relationship ending or a separation, anything, losing something. Maybe you just, what makes you lose control is being alone. So that's for that. Moving on to what are you missing out on? So this 6 of Cups, you're missing out on memories, building memories. Like the 6 of Cups is like nostalgia. So you think of like thinking of the past, of your childhood. Maybe there's a mother and a child. Maybe a child you missed out on your childhood. Maybe you're missing out on gifts from someone. You know, she's giving him this maybe love. You know, Cups are of emotion. Cups have a lot to do with relationships and love. So maybe you're missing out on love and family togetherness. We have the 4 Cups lined up, and then there's the 1 missing, and then there's the other one up there. So it's like you have, maybe you're missing out on a year, or maybe you have all these trophies and you missed out a year on this 1 trophy. Or you missed out on somebody that was giving something. Somebody was giving something and you missed out on it. Knowledge. There's all these books. You see all these books here? And that's a sign. All these books, you're missing out on knowledge and truth. So let's think of, let's keep on moving on. So here to the end of our spread, we have our 3 majors, which is a good thing, because majors are major events, major things, and minors are like minor things. So this is telling me that what you're missing out on, and what makes you lose control, these negative aspects, they don't last long. This is like a minor thing. So for more on the positive side of the spread, we have majors. So this is good. This is major, this union. So bringing together, how to bring it together, it's the moon in reverse. So you think, instead of going within, because with the moon upright, it's like you go in, you use your intuition. So when it's reversed, I'm thinking to first, I just got this picture of crying, so maybe cry that out. Maybe there's a lot of stagnant inside, so maybe we have to lose that. Maybe we have to pray up to God. I see the howling, and that first thing I saw, what was it? So many things are coming so quick. Oh, so instead of going within, this is in reverse. So I think it's the opposite. So I say to go without, instead of being more introvert, be more extrovert. It's going to bring a union or bring these things together somehow. So what has got to go, mentally or physically? So we have the Hermit in reverse, number 9 of the majors, and it's like he's coming back down off the mountain, or he's going back up. You succeeded in somehow in the spiritual journey. This is like a spiritual journey of coming home, which this union, if you look, what has to go is these, maybe you have 2 keys that has to go, because there's 2 keys on the ground here, and I see the light. So maybe you have this light right in your front of face, or some truth, right? So it seems like this truth, this one truth, is blinding you from seeing the whole situation. So maybe once you get rid of this truth, or this wisdom, this something that you think you know, this knowledge, or maybe it's something spiritually. So once we get rid of this light that's blinding us, we'll be able to see the bigger picture. And this will bring us to spiritual enlightenment, which brings us to our next card, which is number 3, the Empress. And the Empress is so compassionate, so loving. This is a mother. She's usually pregnant. She is very kind, considerate, compassionate. She's a mother. This is creation, fertility. This is, you're making something. Even if it's out of nothing, you're taking and creating whole new things, eating healthy. And this is like your wish come true. Once we get all this set, our wishes come true. So for our theme card, surprise theme, beautiful. This is amazing. There it is, the 10 of Cups. So let's take a look at this. So I see flowing emotion. I see happy family. I see a rainbow. I see beauty. I see peace. I see balance. I also am a witness here of reuniting of either family or an emotion that you've missed for so long, to finally be reunited with this emotion, this feeling that you're longing for. This lotus flower is coming up from the depths of the mud into this fresh running water that's overflowing. This is abundance. This is so beautiful. So this is the main theme of your reading. Now, I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned, because we're going to do a lot more of this or that. And our main card. Is everybody ready? Is everybody ready to see the mystery theme of the whole spread? It's beautiful, and it goes right along with this. Now the mystery thing is the advice. The advice for the whole the whole thing on how to put all this together. Which themes are usually advice and like the main gist of everything, like what pulls it all together. And for this we have the Knight of Wands. Now you see this man on this eagle or this falcon. It looks like an eagle is very protected. His armor, there's a lot of red. I see fire, and the knights in this deck is fire, so this is a lot of passion. A lot of passion will come from this, or we're on our way to creating this beautiful, this is like the beginning of the creation when like things are just starting to grow, and you're just starting to see the fruits of your labor. And this is like almost saying that we have to go back in the past with oomph and gusto in order to see this change. And there's going to be a physical change, like you see the leaves change in the fall. This is a very fall-y card, so possibly going back to the fall time, what happened in the fall, or a couple years ago in the fall, or to a person, or to you, or during a major transition, maybe a transition in season. And this is taking the values that you learn from this integrity, this sense of self-worth, this confidence, and it's telling you to step right out into it. And like I said, I think this pile's talked about like having no fear and stepping out, like facing fear face to face, like being face to face with fear. So that ties our first this or that together. Stay tuned for much more here on Spread Space with me, ClairV. Thank you so very much. Love ya.